There are a few truths in life that are constant, and though it may be hard to accept, one of these truths is that there will always be rich people and there will always be poor people. Like it or not, it is a constant. However, a lot of people that start at the same economic level in life can end up at very different economic levels as time progresses. And for every economic level that you are in, your habits and choices can be the difference between poverty and wealth. It is safe to assume that many of us are on the path to achieving financial success. We wake up every day to indulge in this rat race, just so we can have food to eat and clothes to wear. But you will agree with me that there is more that can be enjoyed in life. We look at the richest people in the world today and envy what they have, but they have developed some habits that have kept them from becoming poor. Interestingly, on the other hand, the poor also have habits that have kept them in the jaws of poverty. So in this video, we will take a look at 15 things that poor people do that the rich don't. 1. Poor people watch a lot of TV. This may look like a trivial matter, but it is a fact that poor people watch too much television, much more than rich people. Everyone knows that television is a source of entertainment and information, and as a leisure activity, it is not bad. But watching several hours of television every day consumes one very valuable asset, which is time. It has been proven that the more television people watch, the greater the odds of having a low income. There is no doubt that there are a bunch of meaningful things to watch on television. But if we are being honest, there are a lot more meaningless things. Watching several hours of television every day serves as a distraction for poor people to help remove their minds from the fact that they have no money. You can probably do a quick survey in your environment and see that the people who watch TV shows for hours every day might not have so much going for them. As such, they use these celebrity reality TV shows or comedy shows to fill the void and disconnect from reality. Rich people, on the other hand, don't spend so much time watching TV. Rather, they aim to be on TV. Of course, it is expected that we should be aware of what is going on in the world. This is why the rich simply get a glimpse of what is going on in the world, thanks to the internet. But they typically have a time limit so they can continue making good use of their time doing more profitable things. 2. Poor people live beyond their means. It is good to spend your money, but what you spend it on should matter more. Poor people tend to spend all the money they make on clothes or products that are on sale, forgetting that buying something on sale doesn't mean you save money, except you actually plan to buy that item in the first place. Interestingly, poor people live beyond their means just so they can taste a bit of the rich life. This causes them to overstretch the little income they have in a bid to have the latest things. And they forget that if you spend all your money, you will eventually become poor no matter your income level. Moreover, rich people don't waste time living beyond their means, trying to prove that they are rich. They simply use their hard-earned money to buy or build assets that create a cash flow and increase their net worth. If you spend all your income on depreciating consumer goods, you will remain poor. 3. Poor people spend their paycheck before they receive it. If this hasn't happened to you before, then consider yourself rich. Since most poor people live from paycheck to paycheck, they already have their paychecks allocated to bills and debt even before they receive them. It doesn't require rocket science to know that it is impossible to build wealth if you don't have a cash flow after the bills have been paid. And if you are already spending money before you have it, then you are setting yourself up for a world of debt. Rich people don't have to worry about the next paycheck because they have a steady stream of income that allows them to take care of their bills and still have some left. 4. Poor people hang out with other poor people. There is a popular saying that goes, "Show me your friend, and I will tell you who you are." Whether we like it or not, we are a reflection of the kind of company we keep. Poor people tend to surround themselves with other poor people, and they fail to realize that the kind of people they keep can affect their belief system and mentality. If you hang with poor people, you are most likely to remain poor because they will reinforce the poverty mentality. You need to surround yourself with people that inspire and push you to do better. This is what rich people do. They start by reading books that are written by rich people and content that will change their mindset. They'd also hang out with rich people so they can study how they think and act. If you want to leave the poverty lifestyle and mindset, change the people that influence you. 5. Poor people tend to blame others for their misfortune. You may have come across people who have the victim mentality. They never accept that anything is their fault or responsibility. There's always a third party who's to blame for their misfortunes. Sadly, playing the blame game is a destructive mindset that gives poor people a false sense of entitlement. Poor people tend to blame the government, politicians, or businesses for their misfortune. Yet, when given the opportunity, they turn down the chance to make a difference in their lives. Rich people don't waste time playing the blame game. They understand that their lives and destinies are in their control. So instead of blaming the government, they take steps to utilize every opportunity. 6. Poor people have no savings and lack a saving culture. Having a saving culture is one major difference between a poor person and a rich person. Poor people who live from paycheck to paycheck or spend their money even before they receive it will find it difficult to save. But it will be even more difficult when emergencies arise and they find out that they have no savings to fall back on. Life can be filled with unexpected financial situations, and one must be prepared by saving some money for emergencies. Unfortunately, poor people often have to resort to borrowing, which incurs more debt. But if you have money saved, unexpected situations and emergencies are easier to solve. 7. Poor people tend to have more children. No matter what part of the world you live in, raising children is expensive. Children need to eat good food. They need a good education, decent clothes, and access to quality health care. Still, poor people tend to give birth to more children without restraint. Interestingly, rich people pay attention to the number of children they have, and they ensure that they have the resources to raise the child. But poor people don't seem to think that far ahead. They only think of making the children, and once the baby comes, they struggle to stay afloat. 8. Poor people hardly ever execute or follow through on their ideas and potential. It is one thing to have a grand idea, and it is another to work on executing that idea. This is another major difference between rich and poor people. The rich always ensure that they execute an idea, even if it ends up failing. The poor, on the other hand, just sit on their ideas and hardly ever carry it out. Poor people tend to fear failure, which is what limits them from carrying out their ideas. However, the rich don't allow fear to limit their ideas. For instance, if Elon Musk did not execute his grand ideas, he may not be the richest man today. If you want to escape poverty, you cannot be afraid to execute your ideas or show your potential. And even if you are afraid, don't let that stop you. Go ahead still. What sets the rich apart is that they take action to bring their ideas and dreams into reality. 9. Poor people have an entitlement mentality. This may be one of the most shocking things that poor people do, and the rich don't. But poor people believe that others should help them attain success without their having to do anything. The entitlement mentality is a poor mindset because it makes people who do nothing believe that they are owed something by people that work. This poor mindset allows poor people to focus on seeking what others have instead of doing the work themselves. An entitled mentality is a recipe for never tasting wealth. The rich never think they are entitled to anything. This is why they go out and work for what they want. 10. Poor people are not mindful of their health. If you have ever fallen sick before, then you will know the value of good health. Even more importantly, it is only when you're healthy that you can make wealth. But poor people do not see the importance of even minding what they eat, talk more of getting regular medical check-ins. And so, when they develop grave illnesses, they are not able to detect it in time. Even when they do, many would delay treatment or try to find cheap, unhealthy alternatives. The rich, on the other hand, understand that health is wealth. As such, they focus on taking care of themselves and maintaining proper hygiene. 11. Poor people operate without a budget. This might be surprising to know, but poor people are rarely planners. They do not keep a proper account of their finances. They do not plan for what comes in and what is dispersed. As such, poor people tend to be impulsive spenders. The rich, on the other hand, make use of a proper financial system that offers accountability. They don't spend on impulse without accounting for it. 12. Poor people lack effective time management. According to the famous author Robert Kiyosaki, the only difference between a rich person and a poor person is how they use their time. Poor people do not understand how important time is, which is why they waste it. All humans have the same 24 hours in a day, but it is what you do with the time that matters. Poor people often spend their time watching too much TV, misplacing their priorities, and living on wishful thinking. The rich don't have time to waste because they understand that time is money. They focus their time and energy instead on what will generate an income, and have no problem outsourcing to others if it will help them save time. 13. Poor people are master procrastinators. Every once in a while, everyone procrastinates. But poor people always procrastinate under the guise of waiting for the perfect opportunity and the perfect time. They never take action immediately because they believe that there will always be time to do it in the future. The rich, on the other hand, don't like to procrastinate because some opportunities cannot be wasted. They take action without needing to wait for any perfect time. But the poor keep passing over opportunities repeatedly because they are master procrastinators. 14. Poor people give up too quickly. If there's one thing that makes poor people remain poor, it is that they lack tenacity and are too quick to give up. Poor people typically give up quickly on their goals. This is probably why they remain poor. They are not in the business of pushing themselves or going the extra mile. As soon as things get tough, they give up. This is not the case for the rich. Rich people are known for their tenacity, they go the extra mile, and do not easily give up on their goals. 15. Poor people lack focus. The rich can attain success because it takes concentrated effort to achieve anything worthwhile. But the poor lack focus. This is why they jump at quick schemes to achieve success. Poor people don't have the resolve to follow a course until it is successful. They would rather indulge in quick schemes to avoid focusing on something worthwhile. These are just a few things that poor people do, and the rich don't. Feel free to share your thoughts with us in the comments below. Also, please like and hit the subscribe button for more videos. Thank you for watching.